What's going on, everyone? In this video, I want to cover why today's reversal bounce was literally the perfect spot. Now, what we're looking at here is the Nasdaq futures. Today is October the 14th. Market was coming in today, and if I zoom out just a little bit to give you guys a little bit more added context, let me zoom out just a little bit more. If you kind of look at what we did all through the overnight London session here, we were just slowly grinding down. Now, one thing that I was looking at was my lower linear regression channel. Okay. I'm also looking at this swing low from the London session, 24,498. Let's just call it 24,500. Now, I'm looking at that area because that is the level of demand, level of support that we had going into today's New York session. Now, off the open, we did have some very, very strong volatility with a nice move that continued that sell-off. If you look at the first 5-minute candle, it was an 82-point range candle. The second candle of the day, 91-point range candle. The third candle of the day, 88-point range candle. A lot of volatility here. So if you're a scalper and you're looking to take those moves off of the open, realistically should have been thinking short. Okay, we had a little bit of support there with the potential to bounce off that first one or two 5-minute candle prints. However, without getting above that previous swing high from the pre-market, being pinned below the 100 simple moving average, there wasn't a lot for the market to kind of work with. Okay, so being a little bit patient, waiting for that first opening candle print on the 5-minute time frame to kind of wash out, you see that we pushed all the way down to that swing low. And if I was to draw a line here at that swing low wick, you're going to see that we pretty much matched up perfectly, followed by a 20 SMA setup. Now, those of you guys who trade with me in Evolution Traders, or have gone through the course or in the community, you guys already know how to take this setup properly. It was a fantastic setup, always looking towards your area of demand as a potential target. Remember, we're never really trying to hold everything into the target one-to-one, but we're looking for that area to add confluences. Where do we want to take profits into, right? And especially if you're scalping, you definitely want to be, getting in, getting out before we even come close to touching that area of demand. But the trade that I want to talk about here is not actually the short, it's the reversal bounce, right? This reversal bounce going into the 10 a.m. hour, because after this 3-candle pullback, not only did we sweep our linear regression down here at 24,440, but we put in a little bit of an indecision candle where we failed to push lower and we closed back over that linear regression channel after sweeping. This candle at 9:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time set the tone. And why it set the tone was because we already know that if we fail to take out low of day, the market's going to only do one thing. It's going to chop and go up and to the right. Because if you were to take this trade here on the confirmation here at around 9:50 Eastern, getting into this trade here as we break through the 5 SMA, if it was to stall out here or here or here and start to trickle back downwards, you have a very definitive stop that you can use. It's low of day. Again, because the range was so big off the open, you definitely have to adjust the amount of contracts that you're trading, because you're not going to be sitting in 5 contracts with volatility where these candles are swinging 50, 60, 70, 80 points. So you're going to have to get down into a little bit smaller size. But that also means that you're not just looking to take just a quick move. You're looking to squeeze out a lot more points on these particular moves because the volatility is so high. The range is so big. So getting into this candle here above the 9:45 a.m. top wick here, this is kind of signifying, okay, we found some buyers down here. We've held, we did sweep the lows. Now we're closing back inside the range. If we can confirm getting over that 24,513 area, this is going to have some room to push up into supply. And if you guys know the way that I trade, I have a very simplistic theory. Stocks trade from supply to supply, demand to demand. What does that mean, right? If we clear out a level of supply, and in this particular case, the previous 5-minute candle high and this 5 SMA, the simple moving average, then maybe we gravitate towards the next area of supply, which is the 10 SMA. So even looking at that case in point, you're getting into this trade over 24,520, and you're trying to target a scalp into the 560s. Now, if you were to take this little trade right here, get in and get out, you're talking about potentially making 30, 40 points in a matter of 5 to 10 minutes. Now, the market obviously went a lot higher. There's ways where you can trail your stop, you can hold runners, you can take partials, you can do a lot of things. But a lot of traders, let's be honest, we're not going to hold this from the absolute gosh darn low to the absolute gosh darn high. It's just not going to happen. It's not realistic. You're not going to be able to do that on a day in and day out basis. But identifying a wipeout into a level of demand and identifying that there's a potential opportunity to bounce this for 20 to 30 points, you can do and you can find on a day in and day out basis. And that's what I would definitely recommend. Don't look for these big 100, 200 point moves. Look for the 20, 30 point moves into supply. Once you clear out a level of supply into the next area of supply, this was a fantastic reversal bounce here leading into the 10 a.m. hourly candle print. If you guys want to learn more, definitely join the Discord. If you guys want to try trading this way and you want to try to use some of these moving averages to kind of find your sweet spots in terms of getting these targets and these support systems that you can use, definitely join the Discord. Links down in the description box below, or get a few Apex accounts. Right now they're 80% off with an $85 activation fee. Very, very cheap using the code DAnthony. But this trade setup here, allow the early shorts to get trapped. Remember, the move was going down all night. Okay, so the odds and the probability of this market continuing to just plummet off the open after you're already down 200, 250 plus points is, I'm not saying slim to none, but there's a high probability chance that even if the market was going to go lower, it was going to provide somewhat of a dead cat bounce. And I'm not even looking to capture, running the highs. I'm not looking to capture none of that. I'm looking to find where is this potentially going to bounce and where can I capture 20, 30 points in between. Sometimes getting in, taking a 5-point take profit, 10-point take profit, or adding into the trade, especially if the market is moving in your favor very, very quickly on momentum. You can definitely get in with one mini contract. And as you start to go up 5, 10 points, you can fire back-to-back contracts in that. As long as the momentum is strong, get green, get out, stay safe, lock it up for the day, come back and try to repeat the process tomorrow. I'll see all of you guys on the next video. But again, start looking at these moves, especially when you are selling off all night and you kind of sweep that sell-off zone and then you kind of get that quick reversal bounce. You definitely don't want to be hesitant on jumping in there, because next thing you know, you're kind of waiting for, once you see this bounce start to go up, you start waiting for, okay, well, maybe I'm going to get a pullback back to this area, and it never comes back to the area. And in fact, 2-3 hours later is trading much, much higher prices. So again, have the confidence to jump in right when the move is starting, because you have that very definitive risk stop that you can put on. You already know if the market bounces and it loses the low of day, you got to get the hell out of the trade. So with that being said, guys, make sure to smash the thumbs up button here. Show YouTube that you want this video to be pushed out to other traders. Join the community. Again, we're building a very, very strong team, very interactive team, very cool vibes in there. Everyone's very supportive. I'll see all of you guys on the next video.